Next thing is, the drone is like, return to home. I'm like, return to home. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I'm looking, the drone went back because the ship was moving forward.
Yeah.
It had taken off from back. So by the time the guy tried to turn the ship, I saw the drone literally going down and dropping. I'm like, that was dumb. But it was fun. Like,
I don't think they running at my pace. Jordan 1s, gotta keep them laced. If she bad, I might have to get a taste. Whip go vroom, all set, I'm on a chase. I don't think they running at my pace.
Is ready?
Jordan 1s.
We're live. Yeah. I forgot my water in my car.
no,
Bro, it's
we
a
can drink this.
this fake drink it.
Drink this.
We don't need water when we have rays.
No,
Exactly. No one needs water when you have rays.
Exactly.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to Keeping It OneJando. We got a very special guest here. Okay, I just want to ask you, how do you pronounce your last name?
Kalawangoma.
Kalawangoma.
I forgot.
Kalawangoma.
I forgot.
It's I get that a lot.
We even rehearsed it too.
We even rehearsed it.
Kalawangoma.
Yeah. So let me redo that.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, to Keeping It OneJando. We got a very special guest here. We got Sasha Kalawangoma. Is that right?
Yeah, you good.
Kalawangoma.
Exactly. He got it right. But it's fine.
You see the full name.
Oh, okay. Are we starting all over? Or
No,
like...
we just leave everything.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
Sasha Kalawangoma.
There we go.
I'll give you 8 out of 10.
I'm sorry. 8 out of 10.
I got 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys don't know who Sasha is, he's a filmmaker and has been doing it for almost a decade. Am I right?
Yeah.
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I want to the first questions I want to ask is, how did you find Douglas?
Well, I was trying to look for cheap places to live, and Douglas kind of showed up on top. And I had a friend who was here, I think, a few years back, and he came introduced me to Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
So I came to Cochise College to study business management.
And then you also found this place, Art Car World, right?
Yeah.
That's that's where we're in right now. In
Yeah.
case you guys,
We got a new scenery with us.
We got a rap.
Our car.
Yes, our
Art Car
car.
World.
We got Sasha and this guy.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, so I think what happened was, how I ended up finding this place was, I was staying in the dorms, and I didn't know that when it's winter break or summer break, you gotta go out.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, well, man, you gotta go out. It's like, well, I have no place to go. It's like, well, that's your own problem. I'm like, okay. So I came down here, and because the owner is a filmmaker, he's done like Killer Clowns and a couple of. So I was like, hey, man, you remember me? I'm the filmmaker from Africa. I was like, oh yeah. What do you wanna do? I was like, well, I'm looking for a place to crash until I go back to school. I think it was like in 2 weeks because it was in December. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give you a place to stay. And then when I was staying, he then found out that I was a filmmaker, and then he saw my work, and he was like, okay, do you want to be part of this? I was like, yeah, I'm down. And then, so he's like, okay, fine, we'll make you the director, what, we'll put you on the board and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's how I ended up. And he's been, and also because he does Burning Man, he's been doing it for like 30 years. So he's like, okay, fine. You're the one gonna be filming Burning Man from now onwards. So every year I go to Reno and I get to film Burning Man.
oh, that's sick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
too
really
much
cool. It's too much.
It's too much work, man. But yeah, that's just how it happened.
And then you mentioned too that you are co-owner of two companies, right?
Yeah.
Gibba Labs.
Yeah.
And I have it right down. Yeah, Infinity Records.
Same records.
So like, how did you kind of like start? I'll start with the first one, Gibba Labs, because I know that one's pretty recent, right?
Yeah. Gibby is like a year old. Gibby means a billion. So the whole point of the company is we're trying to get at least 1 billion people to see our videos.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So I started Keeping Labs with my friends because, so what happened was, how I ended up here was I used to have a marketing agent in Zimbabwe. And it's a pretty long story. Everything was going on well. I used to do documentaries for UNICEF, UN. I used to do music videos. I used to do like weddings. I think I've done over 200 weddings. Over 250 weddings since I started. And I've done over 20 music videos. I'm talking about, big people.
Really?
Not just, yeah. So that's kind of like the background where I was coming from. So I used to do that like crazy. That was pretty much my life. So what happened was, my mom wanted me to go to school, and I had fallen in love with taking pictures and videos. I wanted to be a pilot, but because my grades were not going on well in my last years of high school, like everything was just going on down. In 2013, end of 2013, I started as a graphic designer. So I was doing some graphics, and I bought an old Windows computer, which I crashed, I think like 3 times in 6 months. When I used Photoshop. It was tough. I tried to use After Effects, it wasn't working. I was like, okay, fine. Let me switch to Mac. So I switched to Mac. That was in So I've been doing this stuff for 11 years because I started in 2013.
Never mind, everyone. He's been doing this for 11 years.
Yeah, so I started in 2013 and 2014. That's when I moved to Mac. And how it happened was, because I was a graphic designer, every time I'd look for pictures to use for my design on Google, I would see people who are not my people. So the designs are not making sense. I was like, no, let me just get a camera and start taking pictures so that, I get my own pictures and then I make my own designs and stuff like that. So when I was taking pictures with the camera, I was like, this is fun. And then that's how I was like, no, I don't think I want to do graphic design. I just want to be a photographer because I had invested much into the craft. And not much per se, it's just a camera. So I was like, okay, let me do photography. And my mom was like, no. None of my son is going to be a photographer. You can't. It doesn't pay. I'm like, no, I want to do it. She's like, no, it doesn't pay. So I met this guy's name is Tinash. He's pretty much the guy who's behind the whole thing. Because Tinash was like literally raking in like 30 grand in Zimbabwe. So where I come from, 30 grand is like $1 million a year. He was 30 grand like $1 million. So he was raking in 30 grand every month just taking pictures and videos. Wow. I was like, man, do you want to show me how to do this? He's like, well, you can come over and work for me. So I worked for him for 1 month. He's like, I'm not gonna pay you. I'm gonna not pay you. I use the money, I'll buy you gear. So I was like, okay. Started taking pictures. I would beg people like, hey, can I please come to your wedding? Can I please come to your event? Can I do this? I just want to take pictures. And my mom was like, you're not doing this. So my mom was like, okay, fine. If you want to do this, you got to fund it your own. I want you to graduate, get a degree in accounts and do some stuff. And I was like, nah, I want to follow my passion and see where my passion takes me. So I was pretty much, I gave my 300% in this thing. Like I would, it was like, it was like a job for me. It was more like a lifestyle. Because my conversation with the people around me was just about either we're talking about camera gear, or we're talking about some tutorials on YouTube. There's some big people who I used to follow like Peter McKinnon. I used to follow like Casey Neistat. Those are like the people like, okay, did you see the video? So that's kind of like how it blew. I wasn't into this for money. I was just trying to, like, okay, I want to do this passion thing, and I was having fun. And the little money I was making, I swear, from because I went in full time, I finished my high school in 2016. So when I finished high school, I went in full time from 2016 up until 2021. Never a single cent that I've used myself. All the money that I was making, I was just buying equipment. I was paying other people who were helping me out for doing all this, to the point, I had to. Other people used to give me clothes. Like, hey, we just bought you nice clothes because they knew all of my money. To me, I'd calculate, I'd sit down and be like, if I buy 5 t-shirts, that's a 50mm lens. And I said, okay, if I buy, this is lights. This is pretty much how I was. Like, I had like 5 t-shirts and 2 pairs of pants and 2 pairs of shoes. That was it. But guess what? Every single time Apple releases an iMac, I'll be the first one in my country to buy the iMac. Like people used to want, like, dude, are you crazy? I would buy the latest equipment, the latest cameras. That's just how it. And the thing is, to me, I was excited about the gear, but I didn't know that me getting excited about the gear and buying all this stuff and posting, people were seeing. People were like, oh, okay, we want to work with this guy, and that's how I started getting big bucks. And yeah, it was just fun. Yeah, so that's just how I ended up getting into video. It was a journey, but I started as a graphic designer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I know Photoshop and Illustrator inside out.
Oh, so you're like a pro at it.
That's cool.
Yes, that was the grind. I used to do like at least 5 flyers a night. Because I would go to school during the day, and when I'm back at home, I'm designing. I didn't even charge people. I just did for like, yeah, I want to do it for you. I just just to grow my name. So just, anyone, hey, do you want a flyer? Any person, hey, do you need a flyer? No, I'm not gonna charge you. I'm just gonna do it. Just give me the information. And then I was just doing it. Yeah.
And that's how you kind of like got your name out there and everything, huh?
Yeah, I got the name big to a point by, if you ask anyone back to my country, pretty much most people know me.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
It's kinda, it's not a big country. It's just 15 million people, but I know a majority of people. Which is also what I ended up jumping up into the big leagues. Ended up hanging out with the president and those other people, and then ended up getting trouble, and then which ended up me losing all that I had built, and then I was like, no, screw this. I'm going to school.
And like, I got a question, especially you coming from Zimbabwe. Like, what type of cultural shift it must have been for you? Because especially going to a different country and then going to a border town like Douglas, where like we're kind of intermingled like with the American culture and then the Hispanic culture. Like, how was that for you in adjusting with all of that?
It was tough. I remember when I first came, I was like, why are those people nice? Because the thing is, when I was at the college, it was like, hi. I'm like, okay, why are those people nice? That's one thing I noticed about Douglas is people are really nice and friendly. And I think it's only in Douglas, because when I've been to California, people just look at you like, hey, and they smile, and people just look at you like, huh? I'm coming from Douglas, we do this every day, When you see someone, you say, hi. So there's the people and then the food. The food. My stomach wasn't used to spicy stuff, and so now I can eat spicy. I'm like, give me anything. The tacos, I eat all the tacos. I eat pretty much anything now. But when I first came, I was like, oh, this food, because we used to people at home, they don't make food for the sake of enjoying the meal. It's more about filling the stomach, and then that's it. So how it's cooked, it's like pa, and that's it, What they care is just your stomach is full, and that's the whole thing. Like, I gotta enjoy the food. You see people taking the lemons and then squeezing lemons and pretty much everything. I'm like, what? It's like, oh, you gotta enjoy the food. I'm like, okay. What I can is, as long as this guy is good, I'm happy. So,
what's your favorite restaurant here?
I have a lot. So the first one is Chatitas. I don't know if I don't know if I'm supposed to name drop, brand, but Chatitas is my favorite. And then there's El Pato, which was here. Unfortunately, they closed.
I remember that.
El Pato was good.
Yeah, El Pato
I
is
miss
good.
it.
Chatitas is my favorite. That's They make good fried eaters and stuff. And then the other one is Verde de Pollo. It's a steakhouse on the other side. The one, the name of
Palo Verde.
Palo Verde.
Actually,
it's like way out there, kind of.
He actually gave me a cab. I have a cab. I was like, those cabs are for stuff. But because you've been coming here every time, this is for you. I was like, oh, thank you.
That's sick.
That's cool.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
But for anyone who's trying to move to Douglas, the food is amazing. Trust. It's the food.
It's worth it.
And the people. Yeah, the people are nice.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
the guys are really nice. Yes.
And you mentioned that you're from Zimbabwe, and I noticed you also have your own. You're the CEO of your own company.
Yeah.
It's in corporate Zimbabwe, am I correct?
Or in corporate Zim.
In corporate Zim. Mhm.
Yeah. So I do a lot of stuff. It's just so in corporate Zim. The reason why I started was okay, so what happened is one of my friends was trying to do some impact because he lives in Canada, and then he was like, and the other guy who introduced me to Douglas also was part of it when he says like, we're thinking of just empowering the youth. So it's like, let's start, incorporate. So incorporate is like one of all of our podcasts and everything. They go on national television every Sunday at 9 and every Thursday at I think 6 o'clock. Yeah. So incorporate thing is more about just helping the youth discover their talents. You just tell people. So because I'm a firm believer of stories. Like I believe each and every person has got a story. You've got a story. He's got a story. The reason why I'm here is because there's a story. The reason why you're doing all this is because it's you just don't wake up and say I like taking I want to do a podcast, but there's a story behind. So that's why we started incorporating Zincast. I'm still heavily involved, and then I have the Infinity Records. Infinity Records is a record label. So we have musicians under our management, and because they make music or we have a studio, so like a big studio, it's a home, so a big studio. Because I also have some knowledge in sound engineering. I can do live sound. Yeah, so we have musicians who come in, they record, they sign on our label, and then we publish on their music. And then we pay for everything from music videos, from everything, and all their performances and stuff like that. So we have quite a couple of, that's why I ended up being in music video, filming music videos.
So music videos.
Yeah, so I have a record label, and my other partner, who I started with, who I co-founded with, is in Vegas. He's also the other guy also told me about Douglas. It's the same person. I have him in like 2 businesses, and then he had worked with Abraham. He did some videos for the Coaches College, and then he's the one who introduced to Abraham, whom I started Gibby Labs with. So I believe, if you want to do business or if you want to make money, you don't have to be alone. Because you might have creative skills, but you may not have business skills. So at the end of the day, you might produce amazing videos, but if you don't have anyone who's out there who's going to be like, guys, I want $5,000 for this video, you won't be able to charge $5,000, you'll be able to charge 1,000 or 500. So I believe in, you see other people's talents and having a team. It's always I'm actually proud of you guys. You guys work as a team, which is something which is good. Because you've got your own strength, he's got his, and pretty much you guys work off each other. Yeah. So, and then I also have another marketing company of it's based in Houston. It's called Multigen Marketing. If you check on my LinkedIn, you'll see it. It's another.
Just another marketing company.
Yeah, I need money, guys. Come on.
And that's what leads me to my next question, because especially that like the world is so funded by money. What keeps you motivated to keep doing more things and trying to inspire other people and try to, because especially we're probably going to link his Instagram and it says entrepreneur there. What advice to other people that are trying to do the same things that you do to keep them motivated, especially when they're not raking in so much money? You got what I mean?
Well, so what happens is, at the end of the day, money matters. But don't go in focusing on money. Focusing on, I always tell my brother, I'm like, in life, you gotta have leverage, If I do you something, if I do you a favor, you're gonna do me a favor. That might not be money, but it's gonna be something big, I might have something big. It might not be big to me, but it's something that's gonna take you to the next stage. And I believe money is the end goal. You gotta have, because you won't be able to buy all those equipment if you don't have money. As much as money trying to be realistic, but at the same time, I believe in just pushing things out. I like having toys. The reason why I have all this cameras is because I like buying expensive cameras. Like
Yeah.
You
'Cause
asked
that's-
Elsa. You asked Elsa, always fighting. The other time I was fighting with Elsa because like, Elsa, I need a red. And she's like, why do you need a red camera? I'm like, Elsa, we need a red camera. And
Those
Elsa's
are
like,
expensive.
and-
I know they are. They're like
yeah, it's like, you know, you're looking at like $5,000. Like the
Yeah.
camera that I take to Berlin, it's like 20 grand, you know. And it's, I just want to get good videos out there. And it makes me happy. At the end of the day, it's all about happiness. So you gotta know what makes you happy. If cars makes you happy, you gotta figure a way of, you know, doing stuff. Because I believe happiness, you know, once you're happy with something, you know, you always want to do more. But at the same time, and you know, if you're not happy, you're not gonna be effective. You know, it kind of works off like as what's the word? It's like when you're doing something that you love, you do something which is good because you're enjoying it. When you do something that is good, we all know everyone wants a good thing. Everyone wants the best, you know, no matter how much, you know. So that's where the money comes from is do your best, don't look at the money. But when you do your best, it's gonna attract people who's got the resources. It's all about resources, you know, it's all about right now what's stopping all of us here from becoming millionaires. There's one person who's got, you know, maybe 10 million sitting in his account. All of us is like, yo, man, you're the man. It's like, you want $1 million? And it's just like that.
Yeah.
So, but you can't get to that point unless you create relationship and unless you have something to prove that, you know, you've got something. So what motivates me at the end of the day is, you know, my happiness comes in first. And I try to link in my happiness and convert my happiness into, you know, into dollar signs, you know. Because when I'm happy, you're gonna be happy at the end of the day because I'm happy, you know. So you gotta consider yourself, your happiness first before you think of other people.
Okay.
Happiness. So don't think of the money first. Think about you doing an amazing job and going all out and you being happy. And the rest is gonna take care of it. Positive energy invites positive energy, you know. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, out of all your projects, what would you say would be like your favorite one that you worked on, or like soon to be working on it if that's the case?
Okay, I think my favorite was. Okay, I did a video for UN where I had to travel like a couple of countries. That was my favorite project. It wasn't the most comfortable because we had to sleep in the tents and the cameras had to go rough through, you know, swimming in the rain. It was, for me, it was more like an experience. Not, I understand, you know, they paid me good money, but most of the money went to the PlayStation. So yeah, because, you know, we got back and they're like, oh flip, we screwed. We took, you know, MacBooks, like new MacBook. We had to buy new MacBooks because some of them were all dirty, all dusty. And it was just, we're just trying to push ourselves to the extreme to just get a nice, amazing, perfect shot. Yeah. Like, we just literally went, that was one of my best. I think we went to like 6 different countries.
Oh wow.
In a period of 1 month. It was 1 month. Yeah. And
That's cool.
it was fun. So you wake up, you know, you sleep on the floor, and you're like, you know, I could have been home in my bed right now. I'm sleeping on the couch, you know, with mosquitoes and everything, you know, and you scratch. But it was, you know,
You put it in that.
You're
Put it in
snuggling
the
with
way.
snakes.
Yeah.
You're snuggling with snakes. Like.
yeah. Which is also kind of linked to, you know, the question you asked me. I think you gotta look at life in terms of experience. I know the world right now is that you gotta have money to be the best person.
Yeah.
But I think some experiences are worth, you know, a lot of money. You know, you might not have the latest car like a Lamborghini, whereas you might drive a normal car, but you've been like, you know, enjoying life like crazy. It's all about experiences, you know. You meet people, you interact with people, you get to places, you know, you do all those stuff that, you know, no one is doing. So you gotta consider experiences. It's like a pyramid, you know. So happiness, experiences, and then the money. You know?
Okay.
Because when you have experiences, that's no one's gonna take that away from you. But when you've got, you know, money, of course you gotta look nice for the, you know, for the community and just, you know, social up there. But I think at the end of the day, happiness and experiences have to be way up.
You have to be good, yeah.
I'm telling you, I've slept on the floor. I slept on the rocks on the mountain with equipment which is worth a lot of money, and you're like, if we do a mistake and this camera slips, we have nothing to film tomorrow with, you know.
It's a lot of
And, you know,
Yeah.
jumping into the beehive with cameras, I actually crashed 2 drones. And, on the trip,
How much was that?
it was a lot of fun. I actually have this one is on a podcast. There's a podcast also of Incorporated where I was talking about. I got excited. So when it crashed you, I took my drone out. So you know how when the drone is off, you can throw it up in the air. It starts.
Yeah.
So I was on the cruise ship enjoying. I took the drone, I threw it out. The drone started flying. I filmed like amazing, nice sunset shots, like good footage. Next thing is the drone is like return to home. I'm like, return to home. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I'm looking, the drone went back because the ship was moving forward.
Yeah.
It had taken off from back. So by the time the guy tried to turn the ship, I saw the drone literally going down and dropping. I'm like, that was dumb. But it was fun. I was really stressed and I was pissed